my name is Lauren Ellerman, and I'm an attorney with Frith and Ellerman here in Roanoke, Virginia. Majority of my work is representing individuals in plaintiffs' medical malpractice. So what that means is I represent normal folks who go to a doctor or have a surgery or have something horrible happen that was not anticipated, that would often derail their life, take away their job, their ability to work. Maybe they've got months of rehab that's required after a bad medical outcome. That's the kind of client that I represent. And in the last 18 years of doing this work here in Roanoke, we've met a lot of primarily women who have had bad outcomes from plastic surgery. And unfortunately, plastic surgery is one of those unique areas where, for the most part, it is a choice procedure. It is not something that is required to save your life. And as such, there is a different type of care that is provided than you would in the hospital OR and that kind of thing. So the next 2 minutes, I'm going to talk about ways that you can avoid being the victim of plastic surgery malpractice. Now, I know that sounds so odd because I often do not like it when the response to a medical malpractice lawsuit is to blame the victim, blame the patient who should have known that their doctor is a scumbag or didn't have the proper training or that kind of thing. But in general, I will say that plastic surgery is the one area, if you can avoid malpractice, all it does is take a little research and time in the beginning to really research who your surgeon is. So here are my top 5 ways to avoid plastic surgery malpractice in Virginia. Number 1, research the heck out of that surgeon. That's what the internet is for now. You can look to see if they have had any complaints against them by your Virginia Board of Health or of Medicine. You can look to see what other people say about them online. You know, people take time to review a hamburger that they ate for $10. They certainly take time to review a tummy tuck or, some sort of facial procedure, plastic surgery, etc. So look them up online. Look to see what other people say. Look to see what the license agency says. Number 2, do not go to anyone who is not board certified in plastic surgery. Board certification in plastic surgery means they went above and beyond to learn the standards of care as they change and evolve in providing that service to their patients. Number 3, do not just go to one. Shop around. Even if you live in the middle of nowhere, if you're going to take the time to have a cosmetic surgery done, try to get 2 opinions and make sure that you meet the office staff of both. You see where the operation is going to take place and you go to the one that you feel the most comfortable with. Again, not an emergency procedure. You're not in the emergency department and someone is saying, if you don't have this gallbladder taken out in the next 10 minutes, you're not going to make it. This is something that if you've planned and you've gone this far, take the next step of speaking to more than one plastic surgeon. The next bit of advice that I give in avoiding plastic surgery malpractice is ask to see where the procedure will take place. And if it's in the office next door to the one you're being examined in, I'd be worried. Do they have a board certified anesthesiologist on site who's going to help you? What if something goes wrong? Do you remember years ago, Joan Rivers died because she went to what I would consider an office-based plastic surgery practice. They didn't have proper anesthesia support and she died on the table, which is really scary. Someone even with her level of clout experienced that malpractice. And last, I would suggest that you go to a facility where that surgeon has privileges at the local hospital, which means he or she does more than just Botox or tummy tucks or that kind of thing. He or she is really involved in in-depth plastic surgeries, such as breast reconstruction or that kind of thing that you would need after breast cancer. If you go to someone who has that breadth of practice, who is affiliated with your local trauma center or your local hospital, you're more likely going to have care provided by someone who really knows what they're doing than someone who does the operation with a nurse in the room next door. So those are the top 5 ways to avoid plastic surgery malpractice in Virginia. Now, if you're watching this and unfortunately you didn't do your research or you didn't have the opportunity to speak to more than one surgeon, and now you have a medical malpractice claim, or you've lost weeks of wages, or a really bad infection after a plastic surgery went wrong, please do call our office. We'd be honored to assist as whether or not you have a medical malpractice case. Our phone number is 540-985-0098. Thank you so much for watching, and I wish you the best.